Hello everyone, welcome back to Pokemon Pokopia. We are doing episode 2 today of our Pallet Town Challenge. I can speak sometimes. It's been a long week. Let's face it, it's always a long week. Anyway, so what are we going to do today? Well, we're actually going to get some stuff done around Pallet Town, actually, instead of focusing on the Withered Wastes. We'll get back to that, and then we also have to visit a dream island with our little Eevee doll. But there's a couple things that we need to do first. So first and foremost, there's a bunch of these hanging around. Let me actually put this on to, like, let's do cut. So, basically, whenever you see, like, this twinkling sparkle with, like, the rainbow aurora, this is a habitat idea. So, let's take a peek. You found a trace of a Pokemon. What Pokemon, I wonder? A boulder-shaded tall tree. It looks like we can get, we already got Timber, but this is Machop, and there's one other Pokemon. The problem with this is I kind of want to get rid of this boulder, but for now, let's go ahead, switch to leafage, and we will just plop down another pair of grass. And that way, we'll have a habitat here. Perfect. And then we can go over here. There's another one. A trace of a Pokemon. Tall grass. Looks like in tall grass we can get Geodude. We already got our 3 starters, and there's 2 additional Pokemon that we haven't gotten. And that's just 4 patches of grass together. To keep things a little more clean, I want to have this area be for storage and, like, building out a larger, like, housing area. So I'm going to actually put, for now, actually, we're going to need to make use of this water source. So, I'm going to go a little further out for that. And actually, we can go ahead and use our rototiller. We'll grab this lovely little flower patch and put it right. That's not where I wanted that. I wanted it there. And then we'll grab you and put you there for a pretty flower bed. And then over here, we'll just grab this guy and put it over here. And now we have a tall grass habitat. Now, we can get, like, 3 or 4 additional Pokemon out of these kinds of habitats. So, it's not a bad idea to just put a bunch of them around. Also, while we are looking for stuff, we've got sticks to pick up. And stones. And honey. Oh! I lied. This is a trace of a Pokemon. I thought the flowers were shimmering and were actually honey. Boulder-shaded tall grass. So this gives us the evolved form of Timber, which I believe is Girder? I don't quite remember. I'm not that good at those newer generations. I'm an old school generations kind of guy. So for that, we'll go ahead. This should be far enough away from things. We'll just create that habitat right here. And then while we're over here, we will go ahead. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. The common theme today seems to be doing things that I had not intended to do. Fun. Alright. There we go. And... oh, I am hungry. What happened to the flowers that I had? Okay, they're in my inventory. I was gonna be like, wait a minute. Okay, so now we've got another little flower bed. Let's open up our habitat decks. And so we've got... so we can get Eevee and Magby from this, but there's also 4 Pokemon that we can get from a patch of wildflowers. So we have 1, 2, and that's Magby's home. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll grab you, put you in here, and there. And now we're going to run over here and grab some more flowers. So if you are using the rototiller and you want to grab like multiples, once you have it in your hands, if you hit the R, I guess the shoulder button, it'll put it in your inventory. See, like right there. Perfect. So you can grab a couple of these. So since Eevee already has a home in my home, we don't need to create another wildflower habitat for them at the moment. Okay. And then there's also our field of flowers. So this one is specifically calls out Withered Wasteland. I didn't realize that that is a thing. I wonder if that's common. I'm assuming that that is, well, I don't know. I thought Vespiquen was not common. Alright, well, let's go ahead and do some perusing and grab our lepa berries for the day. Nope. You know what? While I'm doing this, maybe I should go... oh, we have a Pokemon. Who are you? Combee. Okay, so it must be Vespiquen that's in that field of flowers. I didn't realize that they were specific to the Withered Waste. Okay, Buzz Buzz. Hi there, nice to meet ya. Are you the one who made this pretty flower bed? Wow. These flowers look like they have a real sweet, juicy, delicious nectar. We're gonna live here now, okay? Thanks. See you around. So Combee has the litter ability, and Combee litters honey. We also like sweet flavors, bright environments, lots of nature, wooden stuff, gatherings, group activities. So that's great. Okay. Right. I was going to head over to the PC real quick. Because we should have daily quests. Oh, no. Because I changed the date and it hasn't been a full day, it didn't give me daily challenges. That's okay. It is a shop day. That just means that we have a potential shop Pokemon if you have the Pokemon Center up or a Mart prefab, or even just a trade setup. You can trade with a trade Pokemon. Found another trace of a Pokemon. what do we have today? This one is tree shaded tall grass. So it looks like we got Scyther in Withered Waste, but we have Scizor. And let's just go ahead and... We need quite a few of those, so let's go ahead and leafage just some habitats around these trees. Third habitat. Well, second, I guess. Here's going to be the third. 3 tree-shaded tall grass. Oh, is someone there? I believe so. Who do we have? A Pidgey! Yeah, a human! Oh, are you trying to catch me? Huh? Now that I get a closer look at you, you're not a human at all. You're a Pokemon! Whew! I can't believe I met a Pokemon who can transform into a human. That's so super awesome! Very docile. If attacked, it kicks up sand to protect itself. It comes out in pretty flower beds. So we have Pidgey, Combee, Eevee, Magby. So we have 2 left to find. Pidgey is a really great option for doing some treasure hunting because it has fly and search. So it's not stuck on the ground. Likes bright environments, soft stuff, and sour flavors. Deedly-deep. You earned a recipe as a reward for discovering lots of Pokemon. A wooden plate. Excellent. Okay. Going to do something and then I got distracted with the pigeon. No, my brain has lost all remembrance of what I was doing. But we found some new Pokemon, so that's good. Oh, I remember what I was going to do. I told myself whenever I bring a new Pokemon out, I was going to give them a Lipa Berry to start their day off right. It's for you. And Pidgey. Look at this. It's for you. What you got there? It's for you. For real? Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Aha! Well, doesn't this look homey? We found Espeon. Excuse me, I don't believe we met. But tell me, despite looking human, you're really a Ditto, aren't you? Yes, that's what I thought. I am, rarely wrong. According to my future sight, it seems you and I will spend a lot of time together. I feel fortunate to have such a splendid neighbor. By reading air currents, it can predict things such as the weather, or its foe's next move. So the elegant daytime treats is its unique place. So it has this home, and so we'll leave it here, since no other Pokemon can use it. It has the gather, so while Combee has litter, it will drop honey on the ground. Espeon could pick that up and put it in a container if we had a container out for it. It likes sweet flavors and strange things, as well as bright environments. I think everyone currently on this map likes bright environments, which, you know, makes my life a little bit easier. Okay, let's see. Oh, right. Espeon, would you like a lava berry? Grab another one real quick. Put it here. Then we'll go ahead and use Eevee. Create another tree shaded telegraph. So there's 3 over there and 1 over here. If we do this, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's at Pallet Town. These other ones don't have a condition. So these 2 are only found at Pallet Town, and they are both common. So that's good to know. So we've got 4. We need 1 more. Let me see a... No, this tree will work. Eventually we'll, like, make an area that's, like, specifically designed to house some of these guys that have common likes and interests and things. While we are out here, though, I would like to see if we can't find some honey. We'll go ahead and grab some more leppa berries while we're out here. We're going to need plenty. And if we could get some carrots, that would be great. So see if there's any more traces of Pokemon. Yeah, it's a shame. The carrots are a little bit harder to find. They just have a random chance to populate out of the grass. So, anytime you have, like, a water situation, like rain that hydrates an area, or rains on grass, it can produce a little bit of leafage. And also while we're here, I think I grabbed that. That was one of the kits for building, I think. We also have some mossy stone. And this is fresh water. And we can see if there are any ripples. Does not look like it. And then once you get into, like, seawater, so any, like, water that has these glowing little things on it, that means that it's not going to be something that you can use as, like, growing plants with, per se. So if we were trying to set up a, like, veggie garden, this water will suffice. That water will not work. did go over there. I don't know how much of that area I explored. My brain has already forgotten it, so it must not have been too much. There's also that area as well, which is very dried out. Connect all of these zones before long. But for now, I'm not seeing any honey in those flowers, which is a little disappointing. Cave over there, and that looks like copper ore. And while we're here, let's just... I pointed this out in the last stream that there's a cave over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and just take a little peek. So we have a glowing mushroom. This rock is too hard to break, so if we switch to rock smash, no risk of hurting anything. But this is all icy rock. And these will give us crystal shards if we break them. But I'm gonna save them for now. I am gonna try to get some ice. Although... Nope. Not completely. So we have ice. Perfect. So if we have Pokemon that like cool environments, we can place some ice rocks down, and that will help build up a cool environment for them. We also have a large chest that we can lay down, which is nice. So I am going to do that. For now, I'm just gonna lay it right next to the crafting, because this has 3 areas, so we can put a bunch of that stuff in there. So we'll have our food, we'll put the kits, we'll just throw all the rest of this stuff in there for now. And then also things that are important we'll put in there. And we'll put the Pokemon. And then over on this side we'll put our raw materials. Actually, I didn't even follow my own guide. I was thinking about it, so. Let's see, raw materials would be sticks, stones, leaves, logs, vines, twine, and lumber. We don't have any ore just yet. So, now we have a pretty empty inventory. Let's just do one quick pass to make sure we don't have any more Poke friends spawning. Oh, we got one. Who do we have here? It's Geodude. Ow, kicked again. I'd hoped I wouldn't get kicked since I didn't see any humans around here. Wait a minute, you're a Pokemon. I guess it's still possible for me to be kicked by a Pokemon who looks like a human, huh? Well, I learned something today. Thanks. Sorry, I didn't mean to kick you. He lives in tall grass. Okay. And he has the crush ability, but likes dark habitats. Dark habitats are ones that are either completely closed off from the outside, so at least have a roof, or you can actually build underground, which I don't know if I want to do underground, or if I want to just build like a dark, foreboding house with no windows. But yeah, so he likes stone stuff, hard stuff, spinning stuff, round stuff, exercise, and dry flavors. But since Geodude likes to have... No. Here, look at this. What you got there? A love berry. It's for you. I can have this, thank you. The crush Pokemon are used to make paint and concrete. We won't learn how to make concrete for a long time, but we can make paint ahead of schedule, which is kind of nice. If we're gonna keep him here, though, I want to grab... Got this barren soil. We also have dry field grass. Let's take the dry field grass. And we are just going to make Geodude a nice little covered home. Just to keep him a little bit happier while we are out and about. You know? Excellent. Nice and shaded. It's kind of dark here. Yeah, it is. For you. Yeah, he loves it. I might see. Let's see. Yeah, this pretty flower bed. Okay. Hey, Combi. You follow me. And we're gonna put you over here. Wanna move in here? Where can I live? This pretty flower bed. Wow, is this my new home? Yeah. Ooh, it looks wonderful. I'm gonna move in. Perfect. Okay. Nope. Another another new friend. Who are we gonna get? Scissor. Hmm? You startled me. Just what exactly are you? If you're planning to attack me, then swish swish. You'll find yourself prey to my pincer. That relaxed stance. And that unconcerned expression. Huh, I'm impressed. I seem to have found myself a worthy rival. I look forward to whatever lies ahead of us. We're rivals now. So, still have 4 more that can pop up in this environment. He can chop, likes bright environments, bitter flavors, and lots of nature. Cool. You can stay right there, Scissor. Oh. Doing it again. Come here. Hey, look at this. I've got food. Thank you, I gratefully accept. Perfect. Okay. Oh. Another Pokemon? Spellsprout. I can't wait until I'm all grown up. I bet I'll grow into a pretty flower. What do you think? Will I bloom into a beautiful flower? Yeah, I just know I will. It plants its feet deep underground, blah blah blah. Oh, excuse me. Here, take a look at this. It's for you. That way I can... Nope, that's not what I want. Open the Pokedex. And... there you are. Look at your Pokedex entry because we... Excellently... So, we've got Grow and Litter. So this Pokemon can help bring up different crops and stuff. It likes humid habitats, so not bright like we've seen. Lots of nature, wood and stuff, lots of dirt, lots of water, pretty flowers, and dry flavors. Okay, so I want to... Actually, I think I have some seeds that we can plant here. We have flower seeds and bean seeds. So, let's get our rototiller going, and we will go ahead and till these two. And then we'll go ahead and water gun. And now because they're right by Bellsprout's home, he should, yeah, make them grow. And then let's go ahead and we'll just do the rest of them. Nope. Water gun. Now the only problem with doing like crops, like beans for example, is you almost need a water Pokemon over here to keep them hydrated or to build them off of a water source. And I don't have a water source nearby, except over at this little lake here, which is not... Oh, photo opportunity? Where? Oh. Here we go. Eevee's friends! And we got an Eevee doll in the background, even better. Okay. Nope, looks like... Yep. So we have this little spigot of, you know, stuff. We could grow beans around it, but without a, grow Pokemon over here, we would need to, kind of tell somebody to maintain it. Actually, I could get the evolved form of Drillbur. Maybe. Let me see, actually. I think we just needed 8. I'm wondering what the distinction is for the habitat. We need 8 spots. Yeah, see, this one isn't hydrated, so... Until this one. And maybe this will count? No. Well, dang. But that counted. So, what we'll do is we'll rototill this one and plop the last seed down. Oh, no. And then, to be on the safety side, we'll go ahead and just rototill the rest of this. And use the last of the seeds. And then the next grow Pokemon, and even the next water Pokemon, we'll put them over here so that they can tend to these while we're away. Alright. One last cursory look. Oh. Here we go. A matchup. Hey, quick question. You see any boulders around here? Like the one right next to you? My muscles lost their oomph while I was asleep, so I want to build them back up with some straining. You gotta lift heavy weights to be a heavyweight. I suppose that's true. So boulder shaded tall grass, so we only have one more Pokemon that we can learn house in one of these environments. He's got build and gather. He likes bright environments, spicy flavors, all that jazz. So, deedly beep. You were into recipe. Stone tiling. Nice. Let's give... What's that? It's for you! Oh, thanks. Now the reason that I'm handing off food items right away is because right now we don't have a ton of, like, decorations and stuff. We'll pick more up, we'll be able to craft more as we get further along in the story. But until we do, there's not a ton that we can provide to boost our Pokemon's morale. So we have to make do with what we've got. We're now level 3. Which means we can start placing furniture and build up that. We also have this and this. And we also can build the Pokemon Center here now. But the problem is we actually need... Yeah, so new items have been added to the shop. We've got the CD player. We have an Eevee doll, but we also have the Pikachu doll now. We've got the fishing rod. We've got the rebuild kit for the Pokemon Center. The problem is we don't have a bulldoze Pokemon, so we can't clear the debris, which means we can't actually do this just yet. But I'm going to go ahead and buy it. Because then we can start focusing on getting all the raw materials that we need for the Pokemon Center. We also have street lamps recipe and, ooh, a counter recipe. That's nice. We've got other recipes that we could pick up. And also, if we have like a surplus of money, we could start looking at these habitat hints, and that will give us some new ideas on habitats to build. Alright, so at this point, we really only have... Yeah. Now's as good a time as any, I think, to maybe run to a dream island. Although... I wonder if I should check in at the Withering Waste before we do that real quick. Maybe I will do that. We'll just run over to the Withered Wasteland. Since everyone here seems to be doing okay. We'll see how things have been getting along. Okay, has Squirtle been... Nope, Squirtle has not been hydrating. Dang. It's done. Awesome. There you are. The leaf den's all done. You gotta check it out. It's super awesome. Ta-da! Leaf den's complete. Perfect. Alright, we're gonna just leave that. And we'll pick up Leppa berries. We'll just take a cursory glance. Here we go. Honey. That's what I wanted to see. And then I also want to check and see if we have any ripples. And if we've got any other, like, obvious treasure spots that are easily accessible. Doesn't look like it. Okay. So head over here. There are lots of flowers back here. And also more water. But I'm not seeing any ripples. Okay. Checking on Drillbur and our crops over here. They look nice and good to go. And no ripples. Okay. Yeah, I think changing the time kind of throws things off for like a day. So, that's okay. Let's go ahead and check the Pokemon Center. Okay, nothing new here. Oh, wait. Forgot, we want to check our stamp card. Oh, also messed that up. That's cool. Cool. Okay. I believe we are actually good to go then. Return to Pallet Town. Shifting. Comfortable. Old man. Yes, getting old is so much fun. You have to shift positions so that all of your joints don't attack you for being old. I've arrived. Oh, alright, I'm gonna live here. Who's going to live here? Oh. Is that... Huh. First we look right, then we look left, and now we look back. Next we look forward. Oh, jeez, there's a stranger here. Nice to meet ya, I guess. See you around. Rowlet. Oh, Rowlet likes the fresh veggie field. Okay. Well, actually, that's kind of nice, because I think he should have the grow ability. He does! Oh, but he does like it dark. Okay, we'll have to build him like an awning. Okay. Well, that means that he should be... But he's not. Well, he'll get to it. And we got another challenge complete for finding more Pokemon. Which means we got the ribbon cake. Perfect. So now we'll want to build another table. And another chair. And then we'll go ahead and put that right there. And that right there. And that right there. A lovely ribbon cake habitat. This should be Sylveon, yes. Sylveon for Pallet Town. Common. Perfect. And then I don't... Oh, I do. There's another Pokemon over here. Oh, I didn't give Rowlet a berry. Oh, Pinsir. Heh. Now, that sure is nice. My horns are shining brighter than ever today. You there, you agree, don't you? Why, I bet the sight of my horns would give even old Heracross a right scare. The stag beetle Pokemon also lives in the shaded tall grass. So 2 more, one of which I believe is Heracross. And then he is... Oh, another build Pokemon. So we have a Chop and a build Pokemon. He likes bright. Again, we have a lot of bright friends. Okay. I became friends with Pinsir. Perfect. Oh, wait. Have a Lepa berry. Alright, and then... Okay, bunch. Let's go give a Lepa berry. Oh, yep, there he is. He went ahead and grew everything. It's for you. Things that are simple to grow, like flowers, grow instantly when a grow Pokemon uses their ability, but crops take a little bit longer. As far as the stages go, so this sprout stage, I think this basically... like tomorrow we'll actually have plants, and then the next day we might have crops, and then I think the number of crops increases each day to a maximum of 3 items per plant. I think that's how that works. I don't know. I need to look into it a little bit more. Okay, so now that we've done all that, are we done for the moment? I think we're done for the moment. Alright, let's get to the Dream Island. Let's put our leaves away because we don't need it. We'll put the honey away. And the carrots. We'll go ahead and put the flowers in there. And we'll put the dry grass field. And we'll just take some dirt. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to take dirt because I can just make it when I'm there. Make it. I can gather it. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright. Inspect. Summoning Drifloon with dolls. Interact with a doll on the ground to summon Drifloon. If you ever want to go to a Dream Island, call Drifloon using any doll. The Dream Island that Drifloon takes you to will change depending on the type of doll. Try finding different dolls if you want to visit new Dream Islands. So currently there are 6 dolls, I think. I think it's 6. So there is the Eevee and Pikachu doll, there's a Ditto doll, a Substitute doll, Arcanine, and Dragonite. Yeah, so 6. Oh no, I think there's a Clefairy, so 7. Did I say Clefairy? Anyway, we're going to call for Drifloon, and we're going to be on our way. I think Eevee, because they give you Eevee like the first go-around, that this is going to be the easiest one to go to and encounter. Got it, sure. Here's the place. It's, okay. So I can get berries, vines, and glowing mushrooms. So, yep, that's fine. Because I don't think I have another doll yet. Alrighty. Here we are. Just let me know when you want to head back. I'll be chilling right here, so take as long as you need, okay? About Dream Islands. Drifloon can take you to mysterious places called Dream Islands. Some items can be only found on Dream Islands, so explore them thoroughly. When you're ready to leave, just talk to Drifloon. You can only travel to one Dream Island per day, but you can revisit the same island as many times as you want. If you would like to go to a different island, you have to wait until the next day and talk to Drifloon again. So, first things first, with any of the Dream Islands, when you first arrive, you'll be on this little dock with a little pagoda thing. Go ahead and we want to climb upstairs. And on the wall there is this cast form doll. We're going to steal it, because we can actually use that in creating habitats. And we also need it for the story. And it also is great for use in trade. So anytime you use the Dream Island, you definitely want to grab it because it's worth a lot in trade value. I don't know if the crafting bench is worth anything in trade value. But the other thing to note about these habitats is, you know, nothing's off limits here. We can steal everything, and we probably will. So there's a way to go about Dream Islands, and currently there's special items here. We didn't really talk about that, but we'll get into it in a sec. The other thing that I do when I get to a Dream Island is you want to look at the Pokedex and press Y to be your filters. And then in location, you want to change this to in this area and see what the filter says. So right now, there's Ditto, which is us, and Drifloon, which is how we got here. Sometimes there will be a third mystery silhouette. That means that there is a hidden Pokemon on the island somewhere, and we have to find it. But unfortunately, not today. That's okay. So we can go downstairs again, and basically we'll pick all of the junk up as we go, but for right now, we want to just grab... We don't have infinite bag space, so we want to make as economical choices as possible before we have to return and then come back. So first things first, I like to start with the beach, because we want to grab these items. Piles of stardust. You came up with a recipe for a star piece. So if you give star piece to a Pokemon who is visiting from another player's world, that Pokemon will give you a gift. This cannot be done with some Pokemon. If you open a Pokemon's gift at a vacant habitat, a new Pokemon will appear that's the same species as the Pokemon who gave you the gift. So if you're on like a friend's Dream Island and they have a Pokemon that you haven't found yet or are having trouble finding, like a very rare Pokemon, you can actually use this star piece to get to get those Pokemon this way. The problem is, in order to craft a star piece, you need 99 Stardust. And then during the event that I told you, I guess I didn't explain this. So I did move the clock ahead so that we have daylight while we're streaming, because some Pokemon don't show up except during the day, and some only show up at night. So I figured if I move the clock back, maybe we could have like a little bit of both, depending on the day. Secondly, I did time jump back to March 10th, because that is the event where you get these cotton spores for Hoppip, and those can be used to get specific Pokemon related to Hoppip's evolutions by creating specific habitats. But you need to get a bunch of those cotton spores. We can also gather other resources here. So one of the things we can do is we can get some small logs out of this. There's always going to be some stone and sticks lying around. But the thing that I like to do when I first enter a new Dream Island is go around and pick up the beach. So the beach will be basically circumnavigating the whole island. And that means that we can basically just look for cotton spores, which is our main goal here early on. I'm not going to pick up any sticks and stones for now because I can get those anywhere. And if I need them, I know where to find them. other things that we can get while we're here, but we'll get to that in a second. I just want to grab all of the cotton spores and stardusts first. Because this is just something that we have to do when we first come here. And I kind of want to know how many of these cotton spores I find on my trip here. Because I think when I did this on my main playthrough, we needed to visit at least the Dream Island at least twice to get all of the items, and I ended up with enough cotton spores left over that I could purchase some of the things that I wanted that were just kind of, you know, like, cute to have as extras and not locked to a habitat. Because again, if you have something that is living in a habitat, but then you take a piece of it away, it quote-unquote breaks the habitat, and so you don't want to, you know, create a habitat and then break it, especially if you're looking to maximize that happiness meter, per se. I will say that cotton spores are sometimes a little hard for my ancient eyes to see, but that's okay. Like, I completely would have passed them if I hadn't saw them through that angle. Crazy to think that, you know, you've been playing Pokemon for, gosh, years, well over a decade at this point. It just makes me feel so old. Okay, so we've circumnavigated the beach and got 34 of our cotton spores, which is great. Next thing to do is start by coming up on these little grassland areas. The thing that we are looking for here is honey, and also wildflower variants. So, let me see. Hold on, am I blind? No, these are the same. Yeah, these are the same. There are, however, different varieties of wildflowers other than the pink. There's actually like 5 or 6 of them. And then there's also these little areas where you can grab, like, we've got a garden table and more flowers and also hedges. And believe it or not, we can rototiller these up and add them to our inventory. And I'm gonna do that. Also grab all of the fencing. And grab the light. Nope, that's not what I want. And we'll take the bench and all the chairs. Tables. Again, if it's not bolted down, I'm taking it. Stairs. Can never have too many stairs. Hey, look, a bunch of tile, like flooring. I do wish that I could rotate while I am using the abilities. I do know that, like, I do struggle with that, where I'm not pointed in the right direction. And then we've got these beautiful flowers. So we grew red ones, but we actually, you can do one of 2 things here. So I'll show off each. If I walk up to one and highlight it and hit the cut, I'll get seeds. But again, you can also rototiller and just pick up the object. And that's a little bit easier. I'm gonna pick up the brick. Oh. So I usually have the camera pulled out pretty far because I like to have a wider frame of view. But if you are looking to do a little bit more precise, like, aiming for like grabbing specific things or, you know, clearing specific blocks, it's actually easier if the camera's zoomed in. And then additionally, if you use the mouse mode on the Switch 2's Joy-Cons functionality, it actually makes doing this a lot easier. So now I went around and I did, I guess that would be clockwise. I'm going to do counterclockwise. That way I get a different view. I can also, if you want vines, you can slash these to get some vines and leaves. I don't really see the need to do that, but it's there. It's an option. I'm not finding any variant wildflowers of interest yet. Also, same thing is true with the trees. If you want, you can cut the trees down. And then you will get Lepa seeds, as well as wood and leaves. So I got 2 sticks, 4 logs, a leaf. And so that's cool if you want it. And that way you can plant them down at the end of the game, in the like end game-ish. You'll be able to get a fancy ability that allows you to transplant whole living trees. So if you're, you know, normal crops take quite a while to grow, trees take even longer. So if you can find ways not to do that, it's even better for you. Okay, so like that's a cheeky little hidden nook where you could have some cotton spores hiding, or some variant wildflowers, but I am not seeing any variant wildflowers yet. There will be some, but I'm just not seeing them yet. I do have an idea of like having like a whole field of like flowers, kind of like this, so that I can do like a massive honey farm. So, stop that. So I'm gonna take flowers because they're all just right here, right for the picking. And when they're in this condensed of an area, it's easier. This is when we need our level berries. Luckily, there's always trees on the Dream Islands, so you will always be able to find, you know, food to restore your power points. Alright, let's just grab, like... Nope. Grab... Let's get, like, a nice solid 20. Just for now. Alright, there's 20. Again, we can always come back and, you know, early on... Ooh! So this glowing spot is a treasure. Ooh, a large relic. Nice. Let's see. What was I saying? Oh, don't worry about like, oh, I don't have the time to like grab every little thing, or oh, I only have time to just do like a cursory glance at things. You'll be able to visit an island the next day, and if you're really annoyed about this island, you could always like switch over and cheat a little bit. Ooh. What do we have? Are these lumberries? Berries with well-balanced flavor. That's not as great as I was hoping. I am going to cut these down because the other tree types are hard to come by. so I can start growing some of these ahead of schedule. Like that will make my life a little bit easier. I think each playthrough you have one alternate berry that you can pick up. So like, I got lumberries this time. On my main save, I have chesto berries. You'll be able to get all of the berry varieties throughout your playthrough. There'll be some in each zone. But if you want to get them ahead of schedule, the Dream Island is your friend. Surprised we haven't seen the alternate varieties of wildflowers just yet. I'm a little surprised by that. It's not the end of the world, but I was kind of hoping that I would see some relatively around, but I'm just not, which is, you know, it is what it is. It's just like, boo. Boo hiss. So I'm definitely, like, you want to make sure that you're going around this way and checking the edges of the map, because there will be hidden things on the various, like, ledges and stuff. We'll get towards the center of the island in the next circumvent, because there are various things to discuss about the quote-unquote structure of Dream Islands. So the Dream Islands are actually procedurally generated. At least I'm pretty sure they're procedurally generated. But they all have, like, you know, a variety of things that they can contain. And, yeah. Grab all these mulberry trees, because I need at least 6 for the automated tree farm that I've been seeing people build on the YouTubes. And that's always something I have in the back of my mind, is like things I want to put on Pallet, or in Pallet Town rather, to make my life a little bit easier going through this challenge. And one of them is setting up an automated tree farm. But that is going to take just a little bit of action items and custom tailoring and getting some things going that we won't have access to for a little while. But we can get a few things going, at least. Okay. Come on. Let's just grab some food while we're here. Yep, still, I don't think we're gonna see the alternate variant on this island, which is interesting. At least so far, I haven't seen any indication that would make me believe otherwise. We'll come back for those red flowers. I want to make sure that we didn't miss any cotton spheres. Nope, I think we're good. Okay. So these red flowers are actually what we had growing, these fancy flowers. I'm just going to rototiller them, because growing them is a little bit more challenging. And these flowers also will create honey spots. So you can use any flower to generate honey as well, not just the wildflower bushes that you see. Okay, so now we're back to basically where we started with the second layer, which was all the greenery. So this is where we had a lot of trees. We had a little thing over here that we dismantled. Now from here, there's the center of the island, which is always like a dead zone of like dried out land. That may be where we find our alternate wildflowers, actually. So let's go here. Also, you'll find shrubs. So we'll use a water and then rototill. Perfect. And then oh, purple and pink. So this is the normal wildflower variety. I can talk. And these are our alternate variety. Purple. And then water gun. More purple and more shrubs. And random cotton spores. You can climb up the vines, whether they are lush and green or dead, so keep that in mind. There's spores on this side. There are. They're way up there, though. Now, the real question is, are these going to be... No. Dry, adorable hedge. I wanted the water. Yes. Normal. More flowers. That could be... Nope. Could be purple, or not purple. Disappointing. Those are purple. And we also have... leaves. You never know when you're going to get a carrot. And the carrots restore a significant amount more PP than like a lumberry does. Alright, and then you'll find random loot. So what do we got here? Ooh! 10 vine wall decorations. These are just, I'll just put one off, actually. So they're just little vine decorations. They're actually very popular, and they're cheap to make once you learn the recipe, so it's kind of nice. Then you can just take it off the wall. And over here, we've got a tower. Alright, now I'm just going to hydrate things since we're up on the main area. And I'll go about grabbing the items that I want later before we get ready to leave. Like the purple flowers. If I don't take the actual purple flowers, I will be taking the... I'll be cutting them down for their seeds at the very least. I love these cotton spores. See, that's the nice thing about the jump ability. Because you get a little bit more air than just trying to climb up things manually. Ooh, red variety of shrub. I'm just gonna grab that because if I miss that, I'm gonna be very disappointed in myself. So the adorable hedge, just like the wildflowers, come in a number of color varieties. So it's important for completionists like me to get them all because I'm psychotic like that. Cotton spores, anything over here? No, but there is a Pokeball. Oh, a leafy plant. I don't think I've ever seen that decoration before. It's actually related to taro root. Interesting. We can rock smash to get that. Love it. Need some fuel. Lumberry fuel. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. No matter how many times I play a game, I will always, like, hit the wrong buttons. It just, without fail. Alright, now, the yellow Pokeballs will have one of two things. They will either have a recipe or habitat information. Habitat information. And this can be literally anything from something we've never seen before to something we have. So, resort meal prep. So, there's 3 things that can come from this. And then again, if we go to details, we need a large palm tree. It specifically calls out palm tree, so you have to use a palm tree. Any seat, a campfire, and some plated food, which is actually technically 2 items. You need to lay down a plate, any plate will do, and then add some food to it. And it can be any food. Easiest is obviously a berry. But yeah. Actually, probably... Nope, missed that. Oh, there's a tree over here by some vine. You can see Lumberry. Grab it all here. And a cave below us. We'll go below ground in a moment. Nope, nope, water. Another lomberry tree. And a peach. But that's okay. And potential leaf. Okay, are there any cotton spores on the edge here? Nope, just this. Are there any over there? Yeah, it doesn't look like there are any there. Okay. More red. Well, got a challenge for hydrating flowers, or trees rather. So I know there are at least 1 or 2 habitats that involve hedges or shrubs. So, let's see, is this a... Oh, habitat information. Okay. We get... the home theater, which is for 1 Pokemon only. We need 2 speakers, any stand, and a powered television. Anytime you see an electronic with that electric sign, it means it needs to be powered. Which makes sense. Alright, I'm gonna grab... Shrub. Give me shrub. No. Mother. A pow. Okay. There we go. There we go. And I'll grab... okay. We got 9 of those shrubs. Okay, let's go over here and grab... there's a lot of Pokeballs in this one. Grab this habitat information. And we get... the open air bath, which requires hot spring spout and 2 hot spring water. Okay. I don't know if I've said this before, I can't recall. But there are actually 5 types of liquid in this game. There is obviously fresh water, which is just the normal blue water. There's ocean water, which is blue water with the, you know, sparkles on it. That's like salt water, I guess you would say. There's also hot spring water, which is, it's similar in color to ocean water. It has the little sparkles on it, and obviously, usually in those areas it's steamy, as one might expect with a hot spring. Lumberry tree, which we are going to steal. So yeah, Dream Islands are basically where you get a whole bunch of materials and a whole bunch of things that you would otherwise have a hard time finding. There's also a chance to find new outfits and hairstyles for Ditto. And that is in the last area that we will check. Alright, what goodie do we have here? A tall potted plant, okay. I don't know. We're just gonna cut it down and see. If it's a lava berry, we can toss it or take it with us. Oh, it didn't give us anything. Interesting. Oh no, Lepa. Lepa seeds. Okay. No cotton spores down there. We've got another leaf. Down here? Okay, so now that we are... there's a Pokeball there. A cavern. The caverns are the last thing that I check, just because usually, once I'm done pilfering the stuff on the, like, surface areas of these islands, I usually have to make a run back to base to drop off all the loots I've collected so far, so... And I don't see any other cotton spores. So, now, we need to check this. Grab the fencing. Guess why not? And hey look, a ladder. A creeping kit. From my film, The Creeping Kit. And we got some habitat information. And that is gonna give us... Oh, surprise in store. So we've got 3 Pokemon, 2 of which are only coming out at night. And we need 2 sets of balloons, or a set of 2 balloons, and a boo in the box. I think I get... I think I've seen that before. Don't recall. But we're also going to grab all the wooden fencing that we have up here again, because why the heck not? And now, let's check our... Okay, we have quite a bit of stuff. And we're going to get more. Because we are actually going to, let me take this and switch that with the stone. I'm just going to put this right here. And then one as well. So now we are up here. Because we are going to grab everything that isn't bolted down. And that means all the roof tiles. Dang. Go. Let's, you know what? For now, I'm just gonna block you out. Now we can jump up here. If you're afraid of heights, I'm sorry. Time to pull out the rock smash. And we are just going to basically tear this entire tower down. Oh, I didn't grab that. Need more energy. Nope, 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 nope. Perfect. I haven't actually seen this type of tower configuration before. Usually it's something like a house, which is a little bit easier to deal with. Okay, and then also, oof, we are dangerously low on space, which is not ideal, but I think that everything else of this tower except the ladder. Actually, oh no! The nice thing is the game does have some pretty easy Game is fairly safe to leave and come back because in this example that I'm trying to make, if my brain would ever actually function in the way a normal brain should, so you can see these blocks are on the ground, right? Cool. If, for example, we leave and come back, one might be concerned that these blocks would vanish. That is not the case. You can leave them and come back safely, and they will be here when you return. As long as you don't exceed the maximum number of blocks that can be on the ground at any given moment, which is like a ridiculously large number. You basically have to clear like this whole top layer and just leave all the blocks, then you could start seeing some problems. But typically, you're not going to be in that situation until much later on in the game. So, early on, it's not too big a deal. And again, later on in the game, we'll be able to have a lot more space in our inventory. So, no, that's not what I mean. What we can do also is, I really don't need stones, so I'm going to drop the stones so that I can pick up these wooden pillars. And then, come up here and just... Alright, let's see. What? We can also drop the vines, to be honest. So here's another thing to note. If you, for example, hit a ladder piece, that is an actual crafted piece. It will be destroyed, but it won't be gone. It'll actually be like this, a wooden ladder, and it'll add it to your inventory. You can also pick it up out of this, out of space, which is kind of nice. All right, now. Do I have something else that I really don't care about? A plaster wall. We're gonna get so many more of those. And I want what's in the... Oh! Well, now we can pick up the plaster wall. So we already have a tall potted plant. Okay, so from here, we're actually gonna want to go over to Drifloon and go back to the island. And I'll just be like, hey, do you want to go back? Oh, hey, you want to head back? Yeah, please. Gotta go drop off stuff. This is a great way to get a lot of early building materials to build houses and things without needing to craft stuff, because you don't have a lot of recipes unlocked in the early game. And in particular, if you go to the same doll island, you'll get a lot of similar material. Oh, and Sylveon's here. Well, doesn't this look homey? Oh, hello. How do you do? What a lovely little spot. Oh my, you created this charming haven? I'm sure it'll fill up with Pokemon in no time. If the Pokemon begin to quarrel, you must allow me to help. I'm quite adept at stopping fights, you see. My dearest hope is to help us all get along. What a goody-goody. Okay, so we have, again, her unique habitat. She is a hype Pokemon, which is useless. She also likes warm habitats, cute stuff, and sweet flavors. So hype is used in one portion of the game and basically has like zero function otherwise, I think. Pokemon with a hype specialty will start dancing when they hear music, and they will, in general, improve the mood. Now, I don't know if hype will improve, like, the comfort level of a zone by making other Pokemon happier. Like, that's not something I'm quite sure of. But I would like to think that that would work, because that sounds freaking amazing. Hey, look at this. Ooh, what a treat. Sylveon is not my favorite evolution, I will have to say. Just isn't. I don't know why. Okay. Let's sort. We can put the leaves in there, and we can put the logs. I'm gonna also put the stardust. We got 17 so far. It's not bad. It's not great. And then we'll put the cotton spores in here right now as well, because we don't have a use for them at the moment. And then here, we'll go ahead and put everything else that we can fit anyway. Because we only have one of these big ones, and we're already on the... Yeah. Let's sort. That'll save some space. Okay, so I think we are, unfortunately, gonna have to craft ourselves another storage box. Okay, and then what I want to do with this storage box is make this my dump and sort later box. And we'll put all of our blocks that we don't really care about. And then, are there any blocks in here? I think there are. Yeah. We'll just put all of the blocks in there. At least the ones that we can fit. And then we'll put everything else. Like the cast form tool, those things. Perfect. Okay. And then in here, we'll put blocks. Excellent. Perfect. Nice little sort system. Alright, and then, is that everything in my inventory? Perfect. While we're here, let's go ahead and grab any challenges that we completed, which is water trees. That's it. Okay. And now we're gonna talk to this again. Yep. And we'll go back and do the island, or the island. Do the, yeah. I just want to go back to the same spot. Thanks. Feel free. Back to the island we go. Okay. Here we are. Just let me know when you want to head back. I'll be chilling over here. Alright. So, we explored all the way around. We pilfered the little fountain area. We dismantled and picked up the tower. While we're here, we can go back up there and grab the items that we left behind if you want to. Which I don't think there was very much. Yeah, it's just some vines and that. So there's a cavern down there, and there's a cavern over here. This one's a little weirdly tucked away, so we're gonna do this one first. Ooh, it's a little altar with habitat info. Okay. Ooh, a creepy grave offering with 3 potential Pokemon. This uses 2 eerie candles, specifically a gravestone and some plated food. I'm gonna grab this altar and the stairs. And then smash this. Different options, very pretty, much upset. And then there is obviously some stops. And some more cotton spores. Alright, now, is that everything here? Yes, it does look like. Okay. And then, if we do this, back out. And that was, okay, so that little cave over here connected to that. Okay. Now, I don't think there was a cave over here. Are those purple? They are. I can't believe I missed that. You're definitely stealing those. Purple, beautiful flowers. I've never seen those before. Super cool. Okay. And then around this way, on the back half of the island, there's another cave, which is a little bit larger. And so hopefully we'll have some other fun stuff. So we have Stardust. This one's a little more open. There's not a whole lot here either, which is a little sad. So, Stardust. We'll grab ourselves a cart. And that. And all the decorations. New plan proposal. Name to be determined has been added. Our organization is implementing a new plan in the hope of overcoming our past mistakes. See below for details. This plan will require the cooperation of our entire organization, not just select departments. So we ask that all members read on and make this their top priority. And who knows what that is, and that didn't give us anything fun or new, so here we go. Now, the only other thing that we could do is we can break this material, and I do think... Okay, once we hit the ground that we can't, basically here is the layer where we should be able to find copper. Maybe. I'm not going to go too crazy. And I've run out of energy. So it's not completely Minecraft, but it's very much Dragon Quest Builders, in that you're still doing Pokemon stuff, but the focus is building out an area and increasing the happiness of Pokemon. So it's not just Minecraft. There's still like a focus to it. There is a quest line to be done, if that makes sense. Well, I don't think we're gonna find anything here. I do think that this island is, since it's like the first island, and I may also be forgetting where the copper ore is in relation to the layers of the map, actually. Maybe if I saw some copper on the side of one of these hills? I don't think so. And we will eventually get stronger abilities that will allow us to plow through even hard stone, so... Well, the only other resource that could be available is this sand that has like these pebbles. Oh no, there's copper. I was right. There's copper here. Okay. And we can get that. I don't think we can do much with it right now because we don't have a smelter or anything, but that's okay. But this pebble sand has a chance to drop. There it is. Sea glass. So we've got beach sand, but we also have some other options as well. Sea glass fragments, and copper ore, and then ordinary soil. So yeah, sea glass is used in some limited crafting. Copper is obviously copper. But I'm not going to go through the sand for the chance at glass. You'll be able to find sea glass a lot easier once you get to the beach zone. I am going to steal all of this. Because these are some good early decorations, and a lot of Pokemon like wooden things. It's just kind of a common like among all the Pokemon, so it makes for a really easy initial thing to grab. And then I'm also going to grab the roof tilings because those are not as easy to come by. Most of the roofs are destroyed in the towns that we visit, so chances of getting actual roof tiles is kind of low. Now the only other thing that's a little bit kind of weird is the windmill up here is actually not something that you can steal. It's like one of the only things, and it's because it's actually like a build recipe. So you have to like place it, have your Pokemon build it out for you. So you can't actually steal this. But this windmill is actually generating electricity. That will come in handy later on. Through the floor. Yep, punching, all the punching. We'll eventually get the ability to transform into a graveler, and we can actually bulldoze through things a little bit faster. It's still probably my one major complaint about this game is it takes the cozy vibe very seriously to the point where it feels a little bit slower than similar, like, voxel games. So, it's not terrible, and it's meant to be cozy, but when you have limited time to play, I can see where some people might be like, okay, this is taking forever to get anything done. As somebody like me who has a regular full-time job, I also feel that pain. Because I can't stay home and play this game for 40 hours on end, which would be great, but yeah. I also usually only destroy this tower like once. It's the same tower every time you enter a dream island, so once you get the pieces once, that should satisfy you for quite some time. You won't need to do this much. Just need to do this layer. Do up to 4 layers high with his abilities. So, like I can reach these in the sky as long as they're not more than 4 blocks high. So, that's nice. I wish you could turn mid-animation. They also don't allow that. Just some quality of life things that other games do that just make this kind of show that, like, okay, there's still room for improvement. It's still probably, and this is, I don't know, this is sad to say, I feel like it's one of the, there's a reason why this is the most highly rated Pokemon game on Metacritic. And that's saying something. For a game that's been out for this long, you can tell that the Pokemon fandom is really craving more out of this franchise. And we'll see with the next mainline entry if they actually, like, step it up. I don't know. I am hopeful about that and that alone in this world. At least for right now. We'll see. Okay, we get it. Think we have done enough. Let's return, shall we, Drifton? I did enjoy the flight. Okay, what materials do we need? Oh, that's not bad, actually, hold on. What else do we need? Gold, balloon. I wanted to expect. Lumber, stone, vines, and leaves. Stone, leaves. Ooh, I need vines. Lumber. Definitely need vines. Okay. Yep, everything but vines. That's okay. Not the biggest haul of cotton spores, but not the worst. As far as blocks Hey, we'll take the rest and put them here. That's all she wrote for that. Not too bad. Not the most space, not the least amount of space. But now it's time to go look around and see if we have any new additions. That's some honey. Oh, here we go. Who do we have this time? It's... oh, what's the squirrel name? Squovit? Wow. Hey, really sorry. Nice to meet you. I'm sorry it took me a second to say my cheeks were full of berries. Doing that lets me enjoy yummy berries much longer. You can copy me too if you want. Alright. Tree shaded grass. So we have one last Pokemon to get out of that habitat. Cool. It has search and hype. It likes warm environments, dry flavors, soft stuff. Okay. Now, that means... Oh, wait. Oh, yay. I knew it. Vines. Excellent. Perfect. So we've got Bellsprout over here, Pinsir over here, Swolvik there. I think Scizor. Okay, so let's go ahead and do leafage here. And that way we should get the last, which I believe is Heracross, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Do we have any rewards here? No. We are level 3. Oh, let's hand over the rest of the vines. Yeah, we need a bulldoze Pokemon, and we don't have one here yet. Okay. So, now we should start looking at our habitat decks. So, tall grass, we still have 2 more. One is very, very rare, and the other one's common but at night, which I believe is Hoot Hoot. So that's not happening anytime soon, but do we have enough grass patches? We do not. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a couple more. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Alright, so that should be the 2 more that we need for that habitat, correct? So yeah, we just need these 2. Because Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle are over in the Withering Waste. Geodude's here, so we just have these 2. Okay. Then Tree, Shaded Grass, Scyther's over in Withering Waste. We got Scizor, Pinsir, Squilvet, and Bellsprout over here. Heracross should be here after that. We need 1 more Boulder Shaded Tall Grass, which I do think we have built. That's Machop's home. Yeah, so we have a Boulder Shaded Tall Grass here that is empty. So that is this one. So I believe that is Girder. And then next is Seaside Tall Grass. Now this one needs to be by the ocean. Yes. And we just need 2 of those because Slowpoke is scripted for the Withering Wastes. So the only problem with this is I'm gonna need to grab, well, I can just Rock Smash some. Not this. Burning through energy. Alright. Plop. 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 Then plop. Nope. Oh. That is not what I wanted to do. And that leafage. Stop that. Find the right spot. Ditto. There we go. Seaside Tall Grass. Okay. 2 Seaside Tall Grasses. Next habitat. Pretty pink flowers. We have 1, 2 left. Do we have... That's Pidgey's home. This is Coneview's home. This is Magby's home. We've got one here that is empty. And we need 2 of them. So I need to grab the flowers that we picked up. And then head in. Create another one right here. Purple, and then catty corner, purple. Pink, and alright, so 2 pretty flower beds. Now then, the other one is this field of flowers habitat. I don't think so. This one is Withering Wastes. That has to be Vespiquen. Just has to be. And then we've got a rare and very rare. So I need another field of flowers, which means I need... Gotta make it aesthetic. Aesthetic. Oh. Perfect. So now we have 2 fields of flowers, one for a rare and one for a very rare. Next on the list is the veggie field. Drillbur is in Withering Waste. We have Rowlet. And then the other one is actually the evolved form of Drillbur, which is... Excadrill? Is that how? Yeah. That means I need another bean field, essentially. This is Rowlet's home. If I, though... Oh, I could have... Let's go ahead and... This edge up a little bit as well. Okay, we can cut down some seeds on the other side. Actually, why did I do that? Because I can just rototiller. Yeah. I don't know why. Because my brain don't work. It's fine. Okay. So... clear you out of the way and put you here to cover up my mistake. Perfect. Done. And then we need more seeds. Do I have any veggie seeds, though? That would be a no. Very strong, though. Okay, can we get more Pokemon? And then cannot. Well, that is most unfortunate. Actually, Rowlet only needs 8. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I rototiller this one... Still counting this as Rowlet's home. Alright, let's try moving it all the way over here. Oh, I'm gonna have to get more seeds from somewhere. So, Riding Worm Updrafts is in Withering Wastes. Oh, no. And we have Drifloon there. And then we have the Exercise Resting Spot, which is Hitmonchan's area, also in the Withering Wastes. An Ocean Fishing Spot. Now that... I think I have another fishing rod. I do not. But, you know what? I can probably buy one. Yep. Ooh, it's a little pricey. $600? I could buy these instead. Only at the Withering Wastes. This challenge is turning out to be less challenging than I thought, because some of these Pokemon are gonna be in the Withering Waste only. Well, that's kind of annoying. I thought I could just call all of them in here. Any table, any seat, and plated food. Okay. What about the campsite? Rare. A campfire, a straw stool, and a straw table. I can craft a straw stool, but not the straw table, and I can make a campfire. So that's not ideal. Large luggage carrier? Crates on a cart. But regular wooden crates, I have worn ones. I don't know that. That's in Pallet Town, and these... Oh, it's also Pallet Town. Okay. And the urgent care... is a seat, a table, and a first aid kit. Okay. all do we have as far as like furniture goes? We've got a table, chairs, we have a picnic basket, a wooden plate, straw bed, we have the cart, we have one wooden crate, up some things for the future, at least. So with the cart, can we stick you right here? Yeah, cart. Put one wooden crate on there at least. A wooden table. Stool. A tantalizing dining set, but that is specific to withered wastes, so I'm probably gonna have to move that one. But if I can find a first aid kit, I can do that here. You, on the other hand, will have to go and do that in the other zone. Yeah. Alright, well, I think what I'm going to do is spend a little time in the other area for now. We'll do this for the next little bit, and then we'll call it an evening to focus on reviving the wastelands for next time. But we will get the few required habitats built here. And see what we can do. Okay. So in terms of habitats, tantalizing dining set. We can make there, actually. See, this is the thing. I thought this said withering wastes. It did when we were not there. That's a little annoying. I don't appreciate that. I know the tantalizing dining set and the field of flowers were required. Stop that. Got a minute? Sure, what do you need, squirrel? I never get bored when I'm with you. Here. Yay. Oh, bean seeds. Oh, thank you, Squirtle. I needed those, actually. Oh, perfect. And there's a field of flowers. And then the tantalizing dining set. We'll set that over here. We need a table. A chair. And food. Tantalizing dining set. Okay. So now we just gotta wait for those. Let's go ahead and check on Magikarp's home. He's sleeping / dead to the world. It's weird that he just sits like that. This should call for Slowpoke when we actually get there. And... oh, do I still have... no, I haven't. Should rebuild that. One of the next times I'm here. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to start hydrating this area as well, because someone doesn't like their paws all itchy scratchy from the dry ground. The majority of the Pokemon aren't going to be coming up here. Just gonna steal these steps. Oh. Treasure! Small relic. Not too bad. Okay, and then we're gonna put these here, and okay, so that should be well taken care of. This will help some of the Pokemon around. Need to get more food. Yeah, Squirtle. Nice of you to join us. Also, be careful when you are spraying water around fire Pokemon. They don't like being hit with it. Which begs the question, why would you jump in front of my water gun? But whatever, hold on. Should be good enough for the slow one. I also have to hydrate all of the trees. No rings. Alright, anything over this way that needs hydrating? I don't remember if there were trees over here. Doesn't look like it. Oh, there's some rings. A leaf house kit. Okay, well. Trees here already hydrated. Bunch of stuff up here. Purple flower. This fog is how the game tells you that you are going out of bounds. Ooh, more treasures. Nice. A Ditto doll. Okay. Oh. And Ho-Oh appeared. So Ho-Oh or Lugia will appear randomly, and they will fly off, cry, and then drop a feather. Mysterious slate. I need to go do that too. But we should hear him, yep, scream, and then he will drop a flaming feather. And then you can see the smoke trail. What you need to do is head on over. Put out the fire, if you have better aim than that. And then you pick it up, and we get a rainbow feather. those will be used in a different zone and are traded in for fancy goods. Let's see. And here we have the rest of the town. A surprise in the garden. I just got this weird feeling when I was out in the garden. Parasite was acting restless too, so I asked it to dig there. With that, Caroline smiled and showed us a mysterious fossil. Learned the point here emote. This guy's broken and unsalvageable, but you can get some iron ore out of it. I don't know why all of the houses are pink. I know this is actually meant to be Fuchsia Town, so that makes sense, I guess. But, ugh, pink. Photo number 2. Oh, cute. Artifact over there. Probably use barren soil blocks to build ourselves a village over there. Now then, what is in this Pokeball? Recipe. Oh, for the straw table, so we can build another habitat. Perfect. Okay. Large lost relic. Nope. Hi, Jilbert. Very merciful. A door. A gate. Countertop. How do I move here? Copy of Pokemon Center. A CD rack. Carried. No. Yeah, we don't need this stone. And a plain chest. A recipe for a wooden bench. And so these trees should actually be, yeah, the alternate. So in my case, they are lumberries. Okay, carrying too much. Somebody ate the offering. Should have put that off to the side. And no Vespa Queen. Whoa, this place looks awesome. This home is awesome. You can live here if you want. But for real? Thanks, Ditto. Oh, I guess, okay, so he's living in my house now. That's okay. What do we got here? Challenges, sturdy sticks, and lumber. Okay. I should travel back to Pallet Town and drop off all the extra junk that I got. Then we'll come back, finish raiding the upper town area, hydrate as many trees as we can, and then we'll probably call it a night. Put down our Ditto doll next to our other dolls. Go out this. I still have it? I do. fresh veggie field. That should work for Excadrill. Perfect. To the withered wastes, yes. Because there is actually another little part of the town over here that I kind of just bypassed. Yeah, one of the big things not to get too hung up on in this area is you definitely don't want to hydrate everything yourself. Part of the quest line will actually bring this place back to life without you having to hydrate absolutely everything. Which is very important because this area is pretty large, all things considered. Wooden bed recipe. Team Rocket Grunts Journal, well, Team R Grunts Journal 1. I've decided to give this social media thing a whirl. Today is my first go at it. Why? To bring in new recruits for our organization. We may not be the heroes of the story as far as most people out there are concerned. To be completely honest, we're kind of the villains. But if you forget about all the rules and common sense and stuff, we live how we want to live. And I think that makes us a pretty fun organization. Since we don't have the best reputation, I can't really give out our name. But it's kind of hard to talk about it without a name. So let's go with Team R. Got it? So anyway, give me a yell if you're interested in being a member of Team R. I'm not. Although the costume is pretty fun. A first aid kit. Ooh, that's perfect. We needed one of those. Okay. Anything fun down here? Just the beach. There's a Pokeball over there. Life Dev Diary number 1. The damage caused by recent meteorological anomalies is immense and dreadful. The news is continuously reporting on all manner of disasters affecting regions all over the world. There's even speculation that global food and energy resources will become insufficient if this continues. At university, I researched methods for creating comfortable environments for Pokemon and humans. There must be something I can do in this crisis. I've decided to do whatever I can, no matter how small. Therefore, I've begun creating homes for Pokemon who lost theirs due to natural disasters. I don't know how much this is helping the world at large, but the Pokemon, at least, seem to be grateful for the work I'm doing. I hope to continue my efforts until the meteorological anomalies calm down. Number. And a voltage. And a mushroom. And a community box. So community box is nice because you can plop it down, and if there's stuff that Pokemon litter, and you have a gather Pokemon, they will pick up the stuff and put it in the community box. Very nice. Oh no! Don't drown! Else in the house, I can pilfer the rest of the wood stuff later, but for now, we'll just move on. Keep hydrating. Headbutting trees. Grab that. Alright, I'm gonna live here. Ooh, who is it? It is a Gulpin. Whoa, is this my new home? A home of this size should take about 3 mouthfuls, but I bet I could gulp it all down. Oh, but if I did that, I wouldn't be able to live here. Yeah, I better not. Gulpin. Tantalizing dining set. He has the storage ability. Basically, he can store extra items like another chest, but he's, you know, alive. Deedly beep. You've earned a recipe for a sign. Yay. I saw a sign. So hungry. Oh. I'm pretty hungry. Fresh carrot. Do I have a carrot on me? Of course not. Why would I have a carrot on me? Okay. Keenan's diary has been added to the human records. March 7th, sunny. Today I played with Kenta in the park. Kenta says he's gonna move soon, but he'll come back when he's older. We promise to play in the park again together when we grow up. Oh, Kenta. Your poor sweet summer child. Or I guess it wasn't Kenta. Kenta was the kid who was dead. Anyway. Okay, now was there anything in here that I didn't pick up? No. Or right, lumberries. That was what I didn't pick up. Water gun. Oh, no, water gun. So yeah, each playthrough, the trees up here have a random chance to be any of the alternate trees other than leatherberries. So if your playthrough, you've got something like chesto berries or something else, just know that that is 100% normal. Shield fossil. So the first time you find a fossil, you will learn the ability to make an exhibition stand. To put said fossil on. So we can do that. Oh, leaf. Go ahead and rototiller that and take it back to camp with us, because why the heck not? We're gonna need a lot of beans. Elena. Look at my little minion Cece. This is the best shot I've ever taken of them. I've been thinking about them lately, day and night. What do you suppose they're up to? I just keep staring at this photo. You told me about your partner before, right, Elena? Wasn't its name Mora or something? I bet it was cute, just like its trainer. Wish I could have seen it. 5 Pokemetal ingots. Those are rare resources. We will hold on to them for now, but we are going to want to use them, and we will need to use them here pretty soon, probably. Actually, go up and around. What is this? A whole nother area? Ugh, still not a carrot. I've seen some people on like Reddit and things using the like out of bounds area, the smoky effect, for some pretty darn cool builds, I will say. Things like spooky mansions and like seaside towns that have like been taken over by fog, and really cool stuff. I am unfortunately not that good at that kind of stuff. I always have the best of intentions. Good spot. And it's a large lost relic. Nice. Maybe I'll activate the relics before we end the stream. We'll do that at the very end. It's a nice final kind of thing to do. Start randomly spitting at the ground until I get a carrot for gulping. Oh. What do we have here? A Rowlet clock. Nice. Another leaf. Dang it. just want a dang carrot. Really bad luck on these carrots. This year's top trend. Undercuts and half updos are yesterday's news. This year's hottest trend is the center part. A hugely famous influencer recently posted a selfie with a new parroted hairstyle, and fans are going wild. Young people everywhere are adopting this hairstyle in droves. And now, so can I. Oh, it doesn't look too Sure. Oh. Oh, that was just wind. I was like, wait. I thought I saw some burning. But no. Okay. There was a sparkly doodah over here. Hot. Shield fossil tail. Here, another chance for a carrot. Leaf. Oh, I'm having the worst luck. Aloy City. The Shellos report. Shellos' appearance is based on its location. Yada yada. Blah blah blah. Okay, are there... Yep, dead trees over there. Oh, Vespa Queen. Yeah. Well, hello there, child. Don't you look cute as a blossom? This gorgeous field of flowers. Am I right in thinking you're the one who grew these? There's nothing I love more than the sweet, sweet nectar found in flowers. I'm so pleased as pollen. The beehive Pokemon. Field of flowers. She has gather honey and search. So you give her honey and she gives you items. Unfortunately... Oh. Won't you help? With what? Ah, Ditto, do you have a moment? Have you ever spotted flowers that seem to sparkle? If you see such sparkle, do take a closer look. You might stumble upon some sweet honey. If you manage to bring me, say, 3 jars of honey, I'll give you a lovely little gift. How does that sound? There's nothing I love more than honey. I simply can't get enough of it. Won't you collect some for me? Sure. When did that leaf den get done? I bet everyone worked really hard to finish it. I hope next time I can help build too. Oh, don't worry, you will. Oh, a carrot. Look at that. Hey, Gulpin. Mm. Look at this. Hey, Zudo, what you got there? It's for you. Ooh, a fresh carrot for me. Thank you so much. I gotta give you something now. What would be a good present? I know, if you ever find yourself carrying way too much stuff, just tell me if that happens, and I'll hold on to some things for you. Oh, and I won't eat anything you give me. Promise. You can now leave items with Gulpin. If you ever have too many items, try talking to Gulpin. Just weird. Now then, there with relative ease. Someone's speeding outside my window. Alright, just have a few more trees. Now I'm gonna find 100 carrots. Nope, that was just leaves again. Okay, I think that is pretty much all of the trees, though. The only other thing I want to do is there was a yellow Pokeball over here. 5 Pokemetal ingots. Perfect. Look, jars of honey. Got a minute? Here, look, I have a present for you. Please be honey. Oh. Okay, well, I can actually give Vespa Queen some more honey. Got you something. What a delightful smell. I know exactly what this is. You brought some honey, haven't you? Here's the present. Which one do you want? So you could pick any of these. She offers 4 a day, 3 honey each, and they usually have a unique pattern on them. So I'm gonna get the luxury sofa. And the reason being... Oh, wait, hold on. Yes, so this has this, like, tartan pattern. We can actually show that to another Pokemon later on and learn that pattern so that we can put it on other furniture if we want. Now, do I have any honey here? No, I do not. That is unfortunate. There are... Is it just over here? Oh, there's nothing in it. Dang. Water trees. Okay. Let's return to the Pallet. And what I will do is I will grab more honey. And I will grab any relics. And I will get them appraised. We'll do the appraisal on screen, then we'll call that a night. Yeah. Over here and get this appraised. Hi, Vivi. How can I help you? Appraise this. Alright, would you mind bringing it close to the screen? Small relic. A bag of metal powder. Humans used to use it. No clue what it does. Nice and compact. It'd probably look interesting in a frame. Anything else? Yeah. It's a block of black sludge. Or a blob of black sludge. Gross. Yes. Large relic. A blue meteor lamp. Ooh, pretty. Gym emblem statue. Nice. That's a spaceship. Awesome. Team Rocket wall hanging. that. And that. Very cool. We also got one of these, which comes in a variety of colors. Very cool. Alright. And on that note, I think it is time to say goodbye. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you probably tomorrow for episode 3.